All right, everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. You know, hostage situations are always captivating, right?
Yeah, definitely. The tension, the unknown.
And then when it finally ends,
Yeah.
and there's that huge wave of relief, I mean,
It's unbelievable.
exactly. That's actually what we're looking at today. The hostages recently released from Hamas.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we've got some new reports on this, and it's pretty intense.
Yeah, I bet.
You know, when you think about it, it's not just like an emotional thing. It's like a whole psychological,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
yeah,
What these people go through.
to be held captive like that. I mean,
For months.
for months.
Yeah, no.
Without any idea if you're ever going to see your family again.
It's incredible how resilient people are.
Seriously.
Yeah.
And the reports really highlight that side of it, too.
The families.
Yeah, the family's just like waiting,
Oh,
hoping.
It's like their own personal nightmare.
Yeah, and they can't do anything about it.
Completely helpless.
And then finally, the ceasefire happens. They hear their loved ones are coming home.
It's gotta be such a relief.
Crowds are out celebrating in Tel Aviv. But like you said, there's still so much trauma.
Oh, absolutely. We talk about the physical dangers, but the psychological scars are deep.
You know, PTSD, anxiety, getting back to normal life, it's...
That's a long and tough road.
And the families have to go through that whole process, too.
Supporting their loved ones on top of everything else. Yeah.
It's a lot for everyone involved. The report specifically mentioned 3 hostages released on January 19th.
Okay.
This one hostage, Emily Damari, she's 28, a British-Israeli citizen. What happens when you have dual citizenship in this kind of situation?
Oh, that's interesting. It definitely makes things more complicated.
Right.
Imagine you're stuck between 2 countries. Both of them are trying to get you out.
I hadn't thought of it like that.
Emily's captors might have even treated her differently.
Because she's a citizen of 2 different countries.
Exactly. And then you have the UK and Israel working things out.
To get her released.
Yeah, maybe even competing with each other. It raises a lot of questions.
Like, who's really responsible for her? Who gets to speak for her?
What laws even apply if there's legal trouble after everything?
Wow. I didn't even think about the legal side of things.
Yeah.
That's a whole other
It is.
angle. The reports also mentioned Romy Gonen.
Okay.
She's 24. And there was also a group taken from Kibbutz Kfar Aza.
I see.
Romy was ambushed while she was escaping the Supernova Festival.
Oh, wow.
And the group from the kibbutz was just taken.
That's awful.
It seems like Hamas is being strategic, but also taking advantage of the chaos.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, the ambush at the festival.
A place where people are supposed to be celebrated.
Right. It might be on purpose.
Scare people even more.
Exactly. It's not just about capturing people. It's about making a statement.
Creating that fear.
Exactly.
It's pretty scary. And speaking of tense moments, apparently there was a 3-hour delay with the ceasefire agreement.
Really?
Before they released the hostages. I mean, 3 hours might not seem like much.
True.
But when there are hostages involved, every minute counts.
Of course.
What do you think that delay means?
Well, it could be a last-minute problem with the negotiations. Maybe they couldn't agree on who to exchange.
For the hostages?
Or maybe Hamas wanted something else.
Or it could even just be a logistical thing.
Yeah, figuring out how to actually release everyone.
Right. Can you imagine the stress on both sides?
The pressure must have been intense.
Yeah, it really shows how fragile the whole situation was.
Definitely.
Okay, so we've talked about the captures, the waiting, and now this huge sense of relief.
It's a huge step.
But as we talked about, this is just the start of another journey.
Exactly. Getting back to a normal life.
Their lives have moved on, but
you're still processing what happened to them.
trying to put their lives back together and feel safe again.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
They're going to need a lot of support from their families.
Their communities and mental health professionals, too.
It really shows how much conflict affects people.
Yeah, the trauma goes way beyond just the event itself.
And it makes you think, how can we as a society help these people?
In the long run.
What can we do to make sure they have the resources they need?
To heal and move forward.
It's something we all need to think about. This deep dive has been really eye-opening.
It really has.
And it leaves us with a lot to think about.
Yeah.
How will this experience change the lives of the hostages and their families?
Hard to say.
And how can we help them recover and become resilient?
Important question.
Yeah. These are definitely things worth exploring more. Thanks for being here today.
You're welcome.
We'll keep following this story as it develops.
Sounds good.
And we'll see you all next time for another deep dive.
See you then.